Hello and good morning. I am here as Lofty Partners to talk about the very first partner patch, issue one. I'm very excited for Lofty. I'm very excited that they also accepted me as a partner. I was very surprised I got the email saying, "Hey, you're a partner." Yay! I'm like, oh my god, oh my god. This is the cover. It's very, very cute. I'm very excited. Right. Partner news, NPC naming event. A few weeks ago in our Creator Cafe Discord, we revealed a new NPC for Loftia and invited the community to help name her. She's a visually impaired dance instructor who's pioneered sustainable energy generation through movement. Reviewing over 200 suggestions, they chose the name Leela, which in Sanskrit can describe the universe as a cosmic dance. That's gorgeous. Jeez, and so is Leela. She's so pretty. I love the fact she dances while holding her cane. I love her sunglasses. I love her outfit. I love her henna tattoos. I love her bracelets. I love her socks. Those are so nice. Her design is beautiful. They've got a quick thank you by everyone who contributed thoughtful ideas and basically saying if we haven't joined the Discord yet, we can go do that to take part in more partner events like that, which is obviously for fellow Lofty partners and people like myself. They've included sitting, and they've done a lot of work. The long-awaited player sitting feature is finally officially in. You can now relax on public benches, sit on furniture in your own house, or have a cozy picnic with your friends. And obviously, it sounds deceptively simple, but obviously it's really, really difficult. Since it's an MMO, basically, they had to do auto-positioning character chairs, syncing animations across the network, preventing edge cases, like when you sometimes sit down in the game, you're close through a table or something like that. Or you might even face the wrong direction, so they've done a lot of work to prevent that sort of thing. It's like, they say it's a small feature that makes the world feel alive, but takes a lot of work to get right, which, understandable. That does seem like a very tough thing to get right. Apologies if I go a little wonky. Tracking's not perfect for this. And I keep obviously looking at OBS for some reason. Why do I look over that? I need to stop that. And then they encourage you to sit down with friends when you can sit down in places like this one at the top here, where you look at all the nice scenery, or you can sit down on a blanket and chill, have a little picnic or just vibe together and take cute screenshots as people like to do when they're playing games with friends. I mean, why not? As much as I'm about, silly moments with my friends, it's also nice just to do little cute screenshots to vibe with them, be like, hey, I found you. Let's take a screenshot or something. Salvage district, and you got this cool image with all the stuff on, which is in the water. And then there's some more land-based stuff, which is maybe sort of like a digging area, stuff to explore, like an old Ferris wheel to look at. Overgrown road, which I think is a really neat feature. The buildings are, not only the buildings are overgrown, but also the roads and stuff, which is really cool. Lofty's got 3 districts. Loftia City, Hanging Gardens, and the Salvaging District. The Salvaging District is where you're going to go off to do salvaging stuff. And, you'll be able to find cool things there. It says here, the Rustic Urban District, where players salvage materials, experiment with technology, and uncover remnants of the past. They talk about the main city and the Hanging Gardens. You may have already seen Loftia City and the Hanging Gardens in our trailer social media posts. Salvaging District is in development still, and over the past few months, it's made a lot of progress, shaping up to be one of our most exciting environments yet. And it's a 2D concept of Salvaging District, which is obviously the image at the bottom there. What I think is most interesting is that you're going to have your city, where obviously you're going to arrive first. You can meet NPCs, get your quests, wander around, look at the shops, and obviously you can meet other people. Then you got the Hanging Gardens, which is obviously a lush district, so you can do your farming, gardening, gathering, fishing, and just all your nature sort of stuff. So I'm very excited for everything. You got the Concrete Jungle, which is a smaller neighborhood in the salvaging district, and it is a more post-apocalyptic vibe, which is kind of Loftia's whole vibe, but you wouldn't really notice it from just looking at the trailers where they show like the pretty cities and stuff. This is not a criticism or anything. I'm just saying. Okay, this is Concrete Jungle. We've got like the little development pictures, including little annotations about bird nest, the mid-level, a pipe, street art. So I'm going to lean forward for a moment. Utility box. I've not got glasses on, so it's like, find it a little difficult to read small text. Sorry for the snuff there. My nose was like, ew, how dare you? Like, you exist, therefore I snuff. Stupid nose. Okay, so the Concrete Jungle is like, it's mossy buildings, broken infrastructure, and it's basically a forgotten city. It was heavily damaged during the uplift. So basically nature has gone and reclaimed it. As you can see by all the trees and plant life and the waterfalls and the streams and stuff that have made their ways along the roads and stuff, and the little flowers and stuff. Like the little fire hydrant just chilling there, and like, oh, the little fire hydrant, so cute. And the bus stops as well. That's not something you really see in post-apocalyptic games, just a bus stop. Like, usually it's all the buildings and stuff, maybe the cars. Nothing so deceptively simple as like an overgrown or like worn down bus stop, broken up bus stop, and you're like, what is this? Or you can clearly see that it was a bus stop at one point. So you're like, oh, that was a bus stop. And you may still be able to see, stuff like writing on them that is maybe talking about the services on them. Sorry, my background music went poof, which was quite rude. I was like, excuse me, background music, come back here. I forgot to put it on loop. And then there's one of the features I'm most looking forward to, which is museum. I love a museum feature where you can go and go collect things while you're about, and then take them back to the museum. They look, I found this, and then the curator's like, oh, heck yeah, you did, amazing. I'm gonna shove it in the museum, and then jobs are good. Like, as much as sometimes I find farming games to be kind of repetitive and a little bit boring sometimes, because most of the time there's the same loop of you go out, you tend your crops, feed your animals, maybe go down a mine, get some stuff, do mining stuff, fight some gribblies, come home before like midnight or something, or you'll pass the heck out and probably have to pay a fine, which is one of the worst features about a farming game or a cozy game or whatever they're called. Because I know like a lot of farming games fall under cozy, but really sometimes they're not cozy, I find. Because there's the stress of having to get home before a certain time or your character will pass out. There is also the stress of like crops. You have to get your crops all grown before the seasons change, otherwise they'll just die and you have to pull them out, which is, very annoying. Okay, sorry, back to the museum. Okay, so the museum and the salvaging district go hand in hand. It's apparently a feature that many people were asking for. I didn't even know it wasn't originally in the thing, but apparently people were very interested, which, valid, fair. You do you, yeah? Okay, so it's going to be a community-made space. Players are going to contribute artifacts they discover while exploring, and the more items handed in, donated, the space is going to grow and evolve, it's going to change. It's not going to be a grand institution. It's a museum designed as a cozy retro space filled with nostalgic junk from like the 80s, the 90s, and the early 2000s, like dusty gadgets, posters, forgotten bits of technology. You've got a little dinosaur and a dodo bird. Like, oh my god, a dodo bird and a broom. Oh my god, it's not going to be a paper mache volcano. Oh my god, paper mache volcano. Slippers. Slippers. Nice. I think that's still like my favourite thing of all the little doodles. Just a pair of slippers. Just a pair of slippers. You wouldn't expect to see that in a museum, just a pair of slippers. But I think that's a really unusual little choice from a museum item, just a pair of slippers. Not because they belong to anyone famous or anything, or because, I don't know, they're the target of like a grand heist or something. No, they're just slippers, and somebody thought, I wonder what this was for. And they put them in there. The artifacts, oh my god. So you've got fidget spinners, you've got different shaped lava lamps. my God, you've got like different music players, basically Walkmans, you've got floppy disks, cute phones, you've got basically what's the Loftia equivalent Tamagotchis. And we'll read the text for you now. These museum artifacts the player can contribute. Artifacts can be unearthed in the underground tunnels of the salvaging district through a new feature called Urbex. And to say more on this soon, which I'm interested about. Called the artifacts range from bad, good to perfect, which determines their rarity. Artifacts can be donated to the museum. Exploring the option for players to display them in their homes. Okay, so you could maybe, it's like, if you fancy taking, you got a perfect one to the museum and you had maybe a good one, you could just display it in your house, which I think is quite cute. You take your friends around, like, hey, I found this recently, and she's like, ta-da! You just go, ta-da! Sorry, and, like, my nose is just being a bit sort of runny today for some reason. I'm like, I don't have a cold, it's just, nah, my nose is just, Like, aha, you're recording a Lofty Party video. It's like, how can I be a problem? Like, thanks, nose. That's great. And all the pictures are of sort of like gadgets in the 90s and 2000s, virtual pets, early portable music players, collectible dolls. I want Walkmans to come back, or like portable CD players to come back. Those were cool. And it would be like feasible for people who have like little tiny bags, so they're not taking a bag with them, and a CD player would be too big. But honestly, like, I think just having a portable music player, which is not your phone that doesn't come with a headphone jack anymore, is great. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Sorry, this is meant to be about Loftia. I'm sorry. This is farming, and we are getting... They've had feedback, which is people finding out how to aim. It wasn't clear how long crops were taking to grow and when they needed watering. UI was obstructive and clunky, how they felt. Okay, crops are made explicit. Growth duration and crop watering needs are now directly in the world space UI. You'll always know what your plants want. So if they need water, you will know. Planting and watering are feeling more precise now. They've added tile markers to improve targeting accuracy. Animations have been shortened, so you're not taking like half an hour, obviously, an overestimate, of course, but you're not taking a long time to like, ooh, I'm watering my plants. Ooh, sorry. Effective hand gestures. So basically, they've been shortened and tweaked a bit to basically change how easy and quick it is to basically water more than one plant at a time. Not at a time in a row, so you water one plant and then it's quite quick to get to the next one and so on and so forth, which is, pretty good. You don't need to take a long time to water your plants. I'm assuming that maybe in future they'll add like more upgrades so you can water, maybe improve your watering skills, like your tools or something. Watering skills. Oh yes, skill of watering. So you can improve that so you don't have to spend time watering each individual plant because you either get a better thingy or like you improve your farming or something. Okay, so we've got more UI improvements. So basically, they only appear when you are close to your crops, and if you've got a bag of seeds or a watering can. So when you're not running around with anything in your hands, you don't get any icons. So if you want to take like cute pictures of your crops that are still growing, you can, and there's not going to be any UI. So you're not like, where can I go to get rid of the UI options? You just unequip your bag of seeds or your watering can and jobs are good, as per the GIF at the bottom there. Right. And then we have what I think is one of the most important sort of customization options is textures and black hairstyles. Sorry if I'm a bit sort of over my words. That happens sometimes. But yeah, I think it's very important that we're going to be getting all these black hairstyles. Obviously, I'm not black myself, so I won't be using them, but I think they are very, very important because, black people need representation too. They are people too. They deserve to be represented in games just as much as everyone else. You need to have the dreads, the little poofy buns, the big poofy bun with like little clips, the short with poofy hair, all the short styles, short partly tied back dreads. These are Bantu knots. If that's wrong, I'm sorry. I've seen before. I know the name. I've forgotten. Got a bit of a shorter hairstyle there. You've got long hairstyle, a tied back hairstyle. So the long dreads tied with beads at the bottom, and you've got a longer hairstyle tied back, which I actually really like that bottom one. That's a really nice one. I also like the ponytail one with the little Kelly bangs bit, which is cute. Very cute. Overall, I think these are really good, and I'd love to get to know some black creators, get their opinions on these hairstyles, see what they think. Because while I like them, it might be different for them. They might want more, which, absolutely valid for them. I think this is a good choice rather than just saying, no, you get white hairstyles and that's it. You don't get to have any representation. Loftia, you've gone, no, you get representation. These were all added after the devs got feedback from players wanting longer looks. And there's going to be more hairstyles and hair types coming soon. So ooh, cool. Love to see some curly hair, the throughout curly hairs already. Obviously, I should really go join the Discord so I get more updates more often. Oh, community projects. I'm really interested about this. It's going to be exciting. Obviously, Lofty is an MMO, so they want it to feel like a world players that are in together rather than you just kind of exist in the same world kind of deal. You just sort of exist and deal about on your own. So this is why they are doing community projects, which basically objectives that are server-wide, where players can collab together, work together to unlock stuff like new areas, make buildings, or get new gameplay features even. They've done the UIs for this system with the contribution screen designed to clearly show the project is and how it's progressing, basically including things like the stage, the description, and something that highlights how much progress the community's made all together. And so when a project is completed, the UI is going to change to this top image here, showing that, hey, you've done it, and what the rewards are. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I like that. And then there's the adventures. Oh dear. I'm a mess. Sorry. Okay, Salvaging District has been a big focus for them. They've also been working on another part of Loftia's world, basically their equivalent of dungeons and raids, which I think is quite interesting. So instead of slaying monsters, you're going to be doing little mini games, solve puzzles, complete challenges, explore beautiful islands that could change every time you play. Adventures will be different. Some might be platforming sections, which I'm going to call gauntlets. Others might be exploration, resource gathering, or maybe mission type objectives. And then we've got some of the mission types that they've been looking at. Building seismic sonars. Now that will measure activity on nearby floating islands. There's energized beacons. You got to power up old beacons in the battery to light the way for other adventurers. You can, watching the beacons go by brings a lovely sense of life return to the island, which, pretty cool. And there's also puzzle ones, which is free trap burbs. You use your pruner to cut away tangled nets and free the birds. And they go on to say it's a subtle but real reminder of the impacts of pollution on our natural environment, which I think is actually very important to say, to be honest. That a reminder that stuff like balloons and stuff actually are damaging. That they can hurt not just stuff like your cattle and things like that, but it also harms birds and stuff. Because, it'll tangle up in trees, and maybe birds will get stuck and stuff. Which, we don't want birds getting stuff. Birds deserve to live too. They deserve good lives too. Okay, then you've got redirecting antennas, which is some objectives will also ask for teamwork. So you've got to work together with other people to realign an antenna to get it faced the right way, which basically restores communication between different islands. They want the missions to feel like you're actually doing something. And they're very excited to show what adventure gameplay is going to look like. And this is their newest NPC. The guide for adventures. They've imagined him as a fearless explorer with a dazzling white tooth smile, inspired by charming chivalrous characters like Rosanov from Heated Rivalry, Captain America, and Bolin from Legend of Korra. Bolin! Bolin, my guy. Who's fun. He's got no name yet, but here are the different drawings of what he looked like. Honestly, I think the sort of like finished sketch from here is like my favourite. I like that they kept the hand and hairstyle, the hand in his hair, from the second sketch where it's flexing. I quite like that one. I like that he's got a little map in his hand. Obviously, he's quite prepared there. He's got fairly sturdy looking little shoes to be going out adventuring with. Quite enjoy it. Like they say, don't have a name yet, but they'll be opening suggestions for his name soon on their social medias. So if you're interested in possibly naming this guy or trying to toss a name out there for them, keep an eye out on their site. And with that, I'm afraid we've come to the end of our first video on the first partner patch letter. I'm so excited for Loftia, and I'm really excited about being a Loftia partner. So, I hope you look forward to more Loftia videos from me. So until next time, everyone, goodbyes!